wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So let's move on to communication. We know that communication is key to any successful relationship. But for many, it's common to let communication gaps with our loved ones widen, especially over time.
Yeah, so joining us with how to better relay our feelings on this National Effective Communication Month is motivational speaker and author Eric Rittmeyer. Always so good to see you.
Oh my God, guys, I'm so happy to be back here. Thank you for having me. I thought you forgot about me. I feel so good. Today's the best day of my life.
Oh, well, hey, we are feeling the same way. So I have to ask, I mean, you were always so animated and expressive and detailed in your communication. Have you always been like this? And is this possible for people to learn?
I'm just high on life, Eileen. I just love life. You know, I think anybody, I feel like we're all born with the capacity to be kind, to be happy. It just, we get put in these situations where unfortunately we get tested, we're stressed out, we're worried. You know, I have kids, I worry about my kids. So unfortunately, if we get to this, like, we start to get real upset about it. We get in these emotional tornadoes. But all in all, we all deserve to be happy. And it's not difficult to do, I don't think, personally.
Well, I like your tactics. Your first step is to improve our communication by allowing ourselves to feel. Talk about that.
Yeah, we're emotional creatures, right? We're hardwired to feel first and think later. 100% of our feelings are okay. We're all entitled to our own emotional responses to situations, regardless of how ill-calibrated we might think someone else's is. So it starts with just recognizing it's okay to feel every single way we feel. It's how we respond to those feelings that's real important.
And you also want us to label those feelings. So it's, I'm guessing, putting a name to it.
It is. I call it like a feelings vocabulary or an emotional vocabulary. So we get in those emotional tornadoes where we're just intoxicated in emotion, where logical thought processes really aren't possible. If we can label how we're feeling, we get to the core of what's caused it, then we get in those situations in the future, we can understand why we're reacting the way we're reacting.
And next you say start with yourself. But like, what do you mean by that?
Yeah, start internally. So again, when we get very high in emotion, we have to be cautious because we'll say and do things that we might regret. So if we start with ourselves, we're able to get a good understanding of what's causing it. And then before we approach the other person, we're good internally knowing why we feel and how we feel so we can properly articulate our message without ruining a relationship.
Yeah, because, you know, we've all been in that zone where you're so amped up and you just say the first thing that comes to your mind. You also say one of your tips is to remember how much you matter. Why is that so important?
Yeah, I think what's so critical about this is when we're in a relationship, and assuming it's a healthy relationship, the person we're confronting or the person that we're talking to, they care about us like we care about them. So hopefully deep down, they'll understand why we're addressing these issues, why we're expressing how we feel, and hopefully they'll be able to recognize that, hey, I've done something that's upset this person, so maybe I should back off, maybe I should change something in the future.
And finally, why do you want us to swap you for I?
Yes, because this is the gut. This is what we do. This is the reaction. When something goes down, we say, you did this, you did that. As opposed to saying, when this happens, this is how I feel, or I feel this way because of this. So instead of pointing the fingers, it's a good way to approach our partner, approach whoever it is, to say, this is why I feel how I feel. Maybe this is what's going on, but instead of going at them, it's a way to kind of make it much calmer so there's not as much confrontation.
You know, all good tips and things to help us improve our communication. You are so great, Eric Rittmeyer, mentaltoughnessspeaker.com if you want to connect with Eric, and you can also check out his book, The Emotional Marine. So thanks so much, Eric, for sharing your energy and some of those great tips with us.
Love you guys. Thank you for having me. Take care of yourselves.
You as well.
Appreciate it. Up next on Good Morning Washington, it's